Big Brother experiments with new twists literally every single season of the show. It's the main selling point they market every year when summer rolls around. But, sorry Big Brother, most of the time, the twists end up being pretty big duds. One-off gimmicks that often don't impact the season in a positive way, and then they're just thrown into a storage closet on the CBS lot, never to be seen again. But this past year, we got the AI Arena. And from pretty much the get-go, you could tell that there was something different about this twist. It kind of felt right. Instead of a step backwards, it almost felt like an evolution to the Big Brother format, a possible next step forward. Big Brother has already hinted that they're probably bringing the arena back next season, and if there is a chance that it's here to stay, then let's sit down and have a conversation about it. Consider subscribing to the channel to help me reach 100k. Unless we're already there, I'm not sure when this is coming out. Either way, without further ado, let's have a talk about the AI Arena.
I really like puzzles, baby! Let's go! I really like puzzles!
The AI Arena is a twist that impacted Big Brother 26 for the first 7 rounds of the game, basically the first half of the season. Each week, the HOH would have to nominate 3 players as opposed to the standard 2. The veto would then be played as it normally would, and there would still be 3 players on the block going into the eviction episode. However, instead of all 3 of these players actually facing the vote, a competition would be held amongst the 3 of them just minutes before the eviction, called the AI Arena. This competition was quick, typically lasting just a couple of minutes, and the winner of the competition would earn their safety and come off the block, whereas the 2 losers would remain nominated and face the standard eviction vote just like normal. In concept, this is pretty similar to some twists in the past. We've seen twists that saw additional players be nominated along with an extra competition as an additional way to secure safety. However, the difference here lies within the timing. In previous seasons, whether it be the Battle of the Block, or a Temptation Comp, or whatever else, the extra competition was held early in the week, and the final nominees were still finalized at the veto ceremony, many days before the eviction. But the AI Arena competition happens just minutes before the eviction, meaning that nobody in the house would know for certain who would be facing the eviction vote until it was actually time to vote someone off. This new element of uncertainty makes all the difference, and it's the reason why we need to talk about this twist.
Mackenzie, Tucker, and Angela head into battle, and with the house up in the air, all 3 are in jeopardy of going home tonight.
To showcase how this uncertainty could impact any given week, let's take a look at week 3 of Big Brother 23. In the actual timeline, Xavier wins the HOH and he wants to target Brent. So he nominates Brent and Brittany for eviction. Neither of them win the veto isn't used, and the nominations are locked in. Now, it didn't matter what Brent did this week. Nobody in the house cared to keep him, and because of it, there was never any incentive for the other players to even discuss the possibility of flipping the vote and evicting Brittany instead.
It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that my teammate Brent is going home this week.
I do feel terrible lying to Brent, but he is going home.
From pretty much the moment that Brent didn't win the veto, the events for the week were set in stone. That meant that there were 5 days of stagnant gameplay where everyone was just waiting to evict Brent and get to the next week. Now, if you ask me, that's extremely boring. The viewers are bored. The players are probably bored. And that hurts the season as a whole. However, imagine if the arena was implemented. Well, that means that Xavier would have needed to name a 3rd nominee initially. Let's just say that he nominated Whitney, the player evicted, in the following week. Now, this doesn't change anything about the main house target. The main plan can and should still be to evict Brent. However, after the veto isn't used, conversations about the week still need to be had. Because there's a 1 in 3 chance that Brent could save himself before the eviction in the arena, the house needs to work and discuss a backup plan. With this simple change of adding in the arena, you have introduced an additional 5 days of strategy talk to the game. Now these players have to start considering the implications of what happens if Brent stays. And maybe some of the more active players take an aggressive role and think about including Brent into their future plans. And hey, once that happens, maybe someone realizes that keeping Brent in the game might actually be good for them. And they start toying with the idea of keeping him even if he loses the AI arena. Once you get the ball rolling, the amount of game conversations increases exponentially. By taking away the certainty of who will be sitting on the nomination block come eviction night, you take away a level of comfort from the players. You force them to discuss the week's events more, and more discussion equals more opportunity for game moves to be made.
But think about this. There are no more house targets left after Brent leaves.
Am I interrupting something?
Now, let's say that Brent doesn't win the arena and he goes home anyways. Well, at least there was some tension and uncertainty going into the eviction. And there's likely going to be a larger impact left on the game than without the arena. Maybe Whitney's a bit more aware of where she stands in the house, and now she's more keen to make a move to better her position. Maybe Brittany heard people talking about the possibility of evicting her if Brent saved himself, so now she's more alert and wanting to shake things up. Maybe there was even a fight or a disagreement from the other house guests about what to do if it was a Brittany versus Whitney vote. There is just so many more things happening because of the arena's existence. And what was one of the most boring weeks of the season could now have so much more excitement and substance to it, simply because of the addition of the arena.
If Brent wins this
BBAI Arena,
my plan for this week comes crashing down.
This is my main argument for why I like the idea of the arena. But by no means is it a perfect twist. There are plenty of negatives that come with it. For starters, this is a twist that pretty clearly only helps overly competitive players. It's just another opportunity to save yourself with a comp win, and in turn, it lessens the effectiveness of players that aren't as competitively gifted and rely on their social and strategic prowess instead. Big Brother already favors comp beasts. We just saw Casey, Jackson, and Cody win back-to-back-to-back seasons. So do we need another competition that makes it even more difficult to evict a comp beast? I don't think so. In the same vein, the mere existence of the arena could de-incentivize players from taking big shots and making big moves in the beginning of the game. If you're the HOH, why take a huge risk and target a big threat when you know they're going to have a chance to save themselves in the arena and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop it? Although the arena has the potential to bring in a lot of drama, it could also lead to the house continuously playing it safe week after week and targeting the perceived weak players because that would be the safest option. This is what we saw with the Battle of the Block, and my main concern is that we would see the exact thing play out with the AI arena.
It's extremely disappointing that Caleb did not make a huge game move. He's just a wimp.
Even outside of those reasons, I could still fire off a ton of other ways that the arena negatively impacts the game. The veto's power and impact is now diminished. Backdoors are no longer a guarantee. There's still probably a way for a majority alliance to take advantage of the arena and twist it in a way to benefit them on a very large scale. We will literally never get a Thursday night HOH competition on the episodes ever again. The list probably extends a lot further than that, but let me not get sidetracked. I haven't actually gone over how the AI arena played out in Big Brother 26. So let's take a look at the 7 weeks it was in the game and see how much of an impact it made.
We don't even know who the final nominees are gonna be until eviction night. Well, we're gonna have to scramble till then.
Now, how many times did it impact the vote? Well, week 1, Matt was the target, Matt lost the arena, Matt was evicted. Week 2, Lisa was the target, Lisa lost the arena, Lisa was evicted. So far, we're 0 for 2. Week 3, Tucker was the target, Tucker won the arena, Kenny was evicted. Week 4, Mackenzie was the target, Mackenzie won the arena, Cedric was evicted. Okay, now we're 2 for 4. Week 5, Brooklyn was the target, Brooklyn lost the arena, Brooklyn was evicted. Week 6, Mackenzie and Tucker were both targets, Mackenzie won the arena, Tucker was evicted. Week 7, Chemo and Rubina were both targets, Rubina won the arena, and then Joseph was evicted. Yeah, those final 2 weeks were kind of confusing, but stay with me. As you can see here, the AI arena directly had an impact on 4 of the 7 weeks. But guess how many of those weeks were exciting? All 7 of the weeks. In almost all of those rounds, there was some crazy hype moment that happened in a large part due to the arena's existence. You had Tucker using the veto to save Angela instead of himself in week 3 because he knew he still had the arena to save himself. You had the crazy Cedric blindside that T-Core and Chemo orchestrated in the event that Mackenzie saved herself in the arena. And you had Chelsea and Mackenzie flipping their votes at the last second to save Chemo and send Joseph home, because the arena's existence allowed them to keep an open mind on who to evict all the way up through the eviction. I know there were other factors to that particular vote, but I think it's no coincidence that the first ever last-minute flipped vote in Big Brother history occurred the first season that the arena was introduced.
Following the AI arena, I was going to send Chemo home. But then, after hearing Chemo's speech, it really resonated with me, and I cannot send him home.
It's clear to see that the arena helped materialize these jaw-dropping moments. But that raises my final point about the arena. Is it too artificial? Is Big Brother using the AI arena to artificially create these big moments? And if so, does that diminish the impact and satisfaction of them in the first place? Also, was it even the twist that pushed forward these big moments, or was it just the product of a perfectly chaotic Big Brother 26 cast that was there to play and make big moves? Would the AI arena have made nearly as much of a splash on Big Brother 16, or 12, or 25? I don't know. I could go in circles all day long, but the only way we're going to truly know if this is going to be an evolution of the Big Brother format or the next battle of the block is if we see it play out 1 or 2 more times. If you ask me, I think I'd be down to see it for at least a few more seasons. Big Brother is going into its 27th season, and for the first time in so long, I feel like it's breathing new life. I want this twist to work, and I'm not rooting against it. But at the same time, if it comes back and it ends up being a huge flop, I won't be upset to see it go. I just want good TV after all.
Looking at you in the BBAI arena, did you throw it?
No, I built the thing backwards.
You love puzzles, so you just misunderstood.
I love puzzles, I just misunderstood this one.
And there we go. This video was simply just my viewpoint of the twist, but I really want to hear yours. There have been countless times that I first see a twist and think that it could be good, only for someone else to bring up a point that I missed, and it completely changes my mind. So I want to see as many perspectives as possible in order to accurately assess the pros and cons of the arena. So please leave a comment sharing your opinion, and I'll respond to the ones that can spark a genuine conversation. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I, of course, need to give that extra special shout out to all of my YouTube members and patrons who are more than capable of winning every single AI Arena competition. And, as always, here's a clip for you on your way out.
What can't he do? I'm going against, like, the poster boy for excellency, and I'm losing, obviously.